Still dealing with the fallout from my bout with my yearly spring flu, I finally made it to the theater to catch Undertone, a new horror film with a lot of the usual hubbub from all of the hubbubbing hubbubbers out there. So I decided to see what all the hubbub was all about. Bub. Undertone is in theaters from A24. It's directed and written by Tuason. Evie, played by Nina Kiri, returns to her childhood home to care for her dying mother for her last days, taking the responsibility upon herself to feed, clean, and care for her. Though her mother is non-responsive, Evie seems to have put everything in her life on hold while her mother wastes away. Everything except her weekend supernatural podcast, that is, The Undertone, where Evie plays the cynic to her fellow podcaster, Justin, voiced but never seen by Adam DeMarco, who tends to be more of a believer in all things supernatural, or at least seems to be open to there being things out there that he just can't explain. Justin receives an email from an anonymous party that contains 10 audio files, and both he and Evie decide to open the mysterious files on the air in sequence. But playing these audio files out loud seemed to be affecting Evie, who aside from her non-responsive mother, is alone in this large, lonely, and horribly lit house. Let me start by saying that Undertone is not going to be for everyone. It moves at a very slow pace, with a lot of ominous things occurring around Evie, but very little action. The film takes place entirely in the home of Evie's mother, so much of the film revolves around Evie, walking through the hallway slowly, investigating strange noises, and of course, doing her podcast at her computer. If you're the type of viewer who needs a jump scare or heinous death scene every 5 minutes, you're going to find Undertone to be a tough trek to travel. For those who don't mind a depthy character study that depicts a person slowly turning from a cynic to a believer after some paranormal occurrences that grow in intensity as the minute tick by, I think Undertone is going to be one you need to seek out. Nina Kiri is basically putting on a one-woman show here as Evie. She is front and center in every scene, only interacting with her unresponsive mother upstairs and her unseen podcast partner Justin throughout the entire movie. It's not an easy task, but she handles the weight of this film well. We experience the sense that something is off with both the recordings as well as what's going on in the home through her eyes and ears. It makes for a very intimate experience as we get to know the burden Evie carries with taking care of her mother, paired with a healthy dose of Catholic guilt piled upon her, as indicated by the numerous crosses and religious symbols adorning the walls of this small home. All of this offers up a very sympathetic character to follow. But the main star of Undertone is the sound design. The audio files played for the podcast reminds me of the sounds from Reagan's room in The Exorcist, combined with those terrifying phone calls from the classic slasher Black Christmas. And as the movie goes on, I came to dread the playing of the next recording, just like when I felt overcome by a sense of blackness every time a new night scene arrived in the first Paranormal Activity. Having seen that film in a theater full of people, the shudders and groans of anticipation that something horrible is coming up feels like an apt comparison to this film as we descended deeper and deeper into these recordings. One thing I should point out that I guess is a gripe about Undertone is the reliance on nursery rhymes, or more accurately, the slowing down and creeping up of nursery rhymes as a long-tired trope in horror. It's been played out in most Conjuring, Insidious, and the like movies. Hell, I even remember thinking the nursery rhyme creep factor had died out when I saw the 1997 thriller Night Watch with Ewan McGregor back in the day. And yes, it is kind of macabre that all of those kids' songs serve as a warning for children about the terrors of adulthood or are based on some specific dark story. Still, the concept is a bit tired, yet it shows up in Undertone and relates prominently to the plot. It was surprising to me that such a horror-savvy film would use this trope, but at least it does it well. There are plenty of scenes of horror that occur every time Evie puts on her headphones. It's one of those films that takes advantage of the very specific fear that, while wearing headphones, something dangerous just might be creeping up on you, as Evie's headphones drown out everything around her. She even sleeps with earbuds, once again blocking out any kind of dangers that might be looming in the home or coming from the audio recordings. It says a lot about Evie's character that she seems very eager to drown out the real world and all of the problems that comes with it in this way. As an added bonus, it makes for some sheer terrifying scenes where you don't know if the sound is coming from the audio recordings or from the house Evie is residing in. All of this escalates to an almost deafening cacophony of nightmare noise by the time the film climaxes. This is a film to watch with the volume all the way up to 11, maybe even 12, to really immerse oneself in the horror. If you have patience for it, Undertone is something you should go see immediately. I say this mainly because this is a film that really should be seen in a theater, unless you have a serious badass sound system in your home, that is. Undertone is more of a theatrical experience, as the use of sound is the most important and the most terrifying factor of the movie. The shocking conclusion is an assault to the ears and a knife to the heart, growing and growing until the absolutely nerve-shattering silence that occurs as the credits roll. See this one, or more accurately, hear this horrifying movie as fast as you can. So what about you? Have you seen Undertone? Are you going to go check it out? Let me know your thoughts about Undertone down in the comments. Please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're doomed. Oh, you're doomed. You're doomed. Live the life that you are meant to be. Live inside that reality. Yeah. Oh, my baby, you're doomed.